So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how am I using AI to analyze winning ads and to create more variations of winning ads using AI. So personally, I run an AI-first marketing agency where we help e-commerce brands scale with paid advertising. But we use AI tools to create leverage and to produce better results for our clients. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my analysis of, let's say, the best performing ads. Once we have best performing ads, how are we going to analyze these ads and to create more variations of them using AI. So let me walk you through a step by step different AI tools for different reasons, and the prompts, like the feedback loop, and my process in creating iterations and variations of the winning ads. And I'm going to walk you through the examples of the winning ads that for that I'm going to use that will perform really well for our clients, and show you examples. Then how we're going to create that document, because uh, whatever I'm doing is this, right? So once I have the winning ads, I analyze them, and I create a document that I'm going to send back to the creators, so she knows like what to do and how to create more variations of them. We talk about what's working and how to create more variations. So without further ado, let me walk you through. Let me show you the screen what I do, and let me walk you through it. So first thing first, I use ChatGPT to analyze these video ads, right? So ChatGPT recently came up with a model called 5.6 Sol, right? So these are it's a powerful model, so it can analyze videos, right? Some people will use Gemini. For me, Gemini, it was very complex for me to use, so I just stick to 5.6, and is the right time because this is a new model. It's very powerful. It can analyze videos, so why not use it? So I use ChatGPT, the paid version. Of course, I'm using the plus version, the paid version, to analyze these videos. And I'm using Claude, right? So my brain, like my creative strategy, comes a lot from Claude. So this is Claude as I'm showing you here. This is Claude. So Claude is it creates for me prompts, creative ideas. All my brain work is in Claude, right? This is like my second brain. I use ChatGPT to do that, but my main brain and all my collective work is in Claude, right? So the Claude is what it created for me the prompt that I pasted into ChatGPT. Then this is the prompt itself, right? Let's say let me walk you through like the summary of it. Role: you're a senior direct response ad analyst. Your job is to forensically dissect a video ad so that it can be rebuilt and varied by another team. You don't give opinions dressed as fact. You don't give opinions dressed as facts. You report what is actually on the screen, and in audio, then you diagnose why it works, right? So brand content, for example. So let me walk you through your task. Watch the attached video in full, then produce the analysis below using the exact section headers and numbering given, right? Do not add section, do not remove sections, do not reorder them, right? So the prompt is what is going to guide ChatGPT to do the analysis, right? So your rules: transcribe verbatim, do not clean up grammar, do not translate Swahili or Sheng, do not paraphrase, write exactly what it said. If a word is unclear, write unclear rather than guessing. Separate what you observe from what you infer. Sections 1 to 8 are observations only. Section 9 to 13 are diagnosis, right? Timestamps to the timestamps to the nearest half second. Never use M dashes. Do not summarize. Detail is the point, right? So it's a very detailed prompt. These are prompts, and I think I can share this prompt in the description. At the end of this video, I'm going to, if you pay, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you like in the description. There'll be a link where you can use this prompt if you want to. So this is just a prompt to give it direction on what to do and the feedback that Cloud needs, so that it can analyze that particular transcript. Then it can create more variation, and you can analyze like what to do next with those particular videos. So in this particular here, I'm going to use only four different ads, right? Let me walk you through four, because this was part of work that I was actually doing and actually didn't finish. So I'm going to finish in this particular video. So this is the exact prompt. So let me, if we go down, so there are multiple videos over here. So if you see sources, these are the different videos that are analyzed. So I was in the finished I was almost finishing doing the summary, right? But every video was already summarized, right? Was already analyzed, the feedback, everything. So I just copy paste, and I pasted into Cloud, right? So there are only 4 particular videos which I was heavily interested for me to analyze and why it worked. So, and before I show you like the feedback and everything, let me show you the example of ads that perform really well. So let me walk you through example. I'll play an example of just an example, right? So let's start with this one. I've named them in terms of cost.
Waswahili husema siri ya mwanamke ni urembo, au sio? So I'm here to plug you guys with earrings, and this is not just like those other earrings, the dangles and the pendant earrings. This is called hoop earrings. Okay, this is a mini hoop earring, and this is medium. The secret about this is anyone can wear it. You can wear it as an adult, and also your teenage daughter who loves to dress up can also wear them. So these ones are going for 1,500 and this one is going for 2,000 Kenya shilling. We are located here at Kimathi House, Lower Ground.
You can see that's an example of this ad performed really well. So for me, what an ad that performed really well means, like, number one, it took majority of the spend, and people engaged with it really well and provided the most conversion, right? So that's my concept of a winning ad. So it took most of the spend. People engage with it. It had a lot of, let's say, people engage with it really well. Comments, likes, all that stuff. And the most important thing, it provided the best conversion in terms of conversion rate. So purchases, people actually DM using this particular ad, because the funnel we are using for this particular client right now is is a DM funnel, right? So these ads, there are 4 ads. There's 7571, 7571, 77, 52, then there's 7964, and this 8016, right? These are the 4 ads that in the last few months they took majority of the spend. It provided the best conversion rate, and I have to analyze, like, why did it work and how can we create more variations of this, like, concept. Like, that's how we're actually going to have a good feedback loop, and have a direction on what you're doing. So let's go back. So I have 4 videos over here. You can see they are majority, but the 4 videos are what I was mostly interested in. So let's go back to here. So at here now, we had so I took all this feedback into Cloud, right? So Cloud has all that feedback, right? So what I'm going to tell Cloud is this, right? So let me tell Cloud, I want you, let me just actually talk into it, right? Let me talk into it. So what I want for you is to analyze these particular 4 videos. Code number 7571, code number 7752, code number 7964, and the rich anti ad, right? The 8016 ad, right? The RA rich anti 1 ad. So these particular 4 videos is what I want you to analyze. Then I want us to have what are the patterns from these 4 particular ads, and how can I create more variation using this concept. So what I want you to do is to create for me a document, a Google document that I can copy and paste to the internal content creator, so that we can have a analysis of what, so that she can understand what worked and why did the videos worked, and how can she create more variations using that, right? But before you create that document, I want you to give me a list. Give me a list below, analyze the skeleton of that particular document, so we can change a few things if there's something for me to change. Then what I want to do, just analyze, give me a skeleton of summary of what you're going to send her, right? You're going to create in the document, summary below as a list. Then we are going to go back and forth in terms of what to change, and what are the things we are going to change, and then we create a final summary on the document that you're going to create for me, so that I can send to her, so that she knows what to do, and the steps for her to take. So I want you to do that for me below. As you can see over here, I normally talk to the AI. Normally, I rarely type. I type when I need to, but normally I talk to AI. So I've given it a prompt. so that it gives me what I really want, right? The four particular that I'm interested in, because it already has the feedback. Now it would analyze for me like the patterns, because AI is so good in terms of analyzing patterns, right? Pattern recognition, something like that. So it's going to give me the feedback so that you can know what to do with that feedback. Then how can you create more variations of those winning ads? So it's giving me the the feedback now. Before the skeleton wanting to lock so that the whole document is built yourself ground. Of the four, three are verified winners, number 7, 5. Okay. Uh-huh. Here is what I'll put in the document section by section. Read it and tell me what to cut, add, or reorder, right? Cover, cover one sentence. The patterns that made all for work, the heart of the document. Each pattern get what it is. The 7 patterns collapse into the one thing every winner got wrong. None of them closed properly. Price destination. Hmm. So from this particular analysis, there's an angle of rich auntie. That's a persona we have to recreate. Then, so it's telling me there's something wrong. So the price, destination, and the clear do this now are missing. Exactly, we'll do that. The roll James, the winning ad formula, the 7 patterns collapsing into a single repetition, which you can follow all the time. The 4 winners, one card each for each ad. Oh, let me do this. So I'll take the same prompt, yeah? Same copy, then I'll give it to ChatGPT 2 because it already has all the context, right? So I'll tell it to analyze too. You get me? I'll tell it to for it to analyze for me too. So I'm comparing the feedback between the two. So which one will give me the best terms of analysis, right? Yeah. So I'll give it to GPT 2. So I'll be comparing between the two because for these AI tools, what I came to realize is this, right? For me, I'm more of the director is the doer, right? So I'm not going to do 100% of what it tells me. I'm going to pick whatever makes sense, right? Because it's never 100% correct, So what I'm it's just that my test, and the human aspect matters a lot. You cannot just copy paste everything it's giving you. So what is going to give is just suggestion. Then I'm going to pick from my skill and understanding as a marketer, as an expert marketer, right? So I'm going to pick what makes sense. Then uh from that, I'm going to pick what makes sense, then I'm going to use that, right? So I'm not going to use everything that it gives me. I'm just going to use whatever makes sense for me, as a marketer. Now that's how I'm using my skill as a marketer, right? So it's not going to just to do all the heavy lifting for me. So let's go back mm, uh-huh. Let me give it another prompt. So the rich anti ad is the same as the 8016 ad. Right? It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. The RA ad one is the same as 8016. It's the same as the rich anti ad. So it's the same thing. So there's no need for confusion. Then I don't think you have given me whatever I want, right? So whatever I want is what can the creator do? What can she do in terms of, because you have given me so much context here, which I don't have, I've not really gotten the patterns for it. So what is she going to do, and what are the personas? What is the angle she's going to repeat, and what is she going to do actually, right? So list for me below. Then we have like characters, because from what we discussed earlier is the rich auntie character really stood out, right? So what can she do from the four videos? What are the common things? What can she do? What can she replicate in terms of the winning ads, right? So I want you to give me the skeleton below before you even draft for me that document. Now let me paste. So we're doing it live. So just be patient, and I think it will be worthwhile. Whatever you're going to see over here. So here, okay, now it has corrected itself. You have to tell it to check its work. So here's the whole thing stripped to what she can act on. What all winners had in common: she filmed inside the store with the loss of jewelry in the frame. From the first second or intro or reveal, product is already okay. She wore the hero piece on her own body while she talked about it. She spoke Kenyan mixed English plus Swahili plus Sheng like a friend on an ad. She named a woman, not a feeling. Rich auntie, not look expensive. She gave the piece a reason to matter, not just a description. Timeless. She listed where you can wear it, bui dress. Now it is giving me whatever the feedback that I really wanted. She said the price out loud, plainly with no apology. The one thing she does that none of them did. Close hard. Every winner forgot to. She ends every video with three things they miss: the price, exactly where to buy, and clear do this now, right? This alone makes her videos beat the originals. The personas she rotates, this is the core of it. She does not make random videos. Every video opens by naming one woman the viewer already recognizes. She rotates through these, right? The rich auntie, the one who walks into the function and everyone sits up. Money test, no explaining herself. This is the proven winner. The boss lady, corporate works in, the soft life girl. Now this is now what I wanted, right? The same formula every time, only the woman at the top changes, right? The angle she repeats. Name the woman, where the prize. Exactly, this is now what I wanted. Now that's the real answer. One angle, five persona, hard close, right? Cover what this is. For winners, one each line, plain white it won. The seven things every winner did. You know. So what I will go to do, what I normally do is this. I'll take this information, I'll turn it into a Google document, right? That I can send to the internal content creator. So we'll have a call after in the next few days. We'll have a call with the internal content the creators. I just call them brand ambassador or the creators. Then we'll discuss. I'll share it with her like, hey, this is what's working. This is what I want you to do more of it. Now let's create more videos using this angle, even images, right? So now that's the angle we're going to go through. So now let's go back to ChatGPT. What it actually told me. The final document that the execution ready created for not for separate ad summaries. It will show you are not create the document until you agree on the structure. Document purpose, the commercial, okay. Okay, the common reason these are attract attention, the common reason they create product desire, the common reason viewers continue watching, the common, okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, the shared winning DNA, identity-led selling, set as an, okay. Mm-hmm. The customer is buying emotion stickers. Oh. Hmm. Now ChatGPT is going crazy. It's going crazy. ChatGPT is going crazy. It's very well detailed. Even after this video, I'll sit down and even I'll like go very deep into this. And in this video, I'm just going to walk you through the summary, like my step by step. But after this video, I'm going to sit down and analyze all this stuff, right? All the because it's way more detailed than even Claude did, right? So that's the beauty of this AI tool. So every model, it has it has different outputs. So you as a person, you as a marketer, you as a business owner, you have to sit down and analyze both. Then your judgment now, that's the test now. That's the skill now. Your skill is to edit like this say this say this. How can I combine both of them? Then have a very high leverage output, right? So that's what I'm going to do after this particular video. I'm going to sit down, analyze this particular document. It's very well detailed. I'm going to go back and forth with it. If there's any particular thing I want for it to do for me, then we call it a summary. Then I'm going to share that document. I'll combine the context of ChatGPT and the context of Cloud. Then combining both, then I'm going to talk with the creators. Then I'll have a discussion like, hey, let's do this, let's do this. Then they have a direction on what to do, because these creators, they rely on us as a marketing agency, like direction, right? They are creative. We give them freedom for them to create, but we have to give them direction, like what's working, what's not working, what to do, because these are very long games. So they have to understand what's working, what's not working, what are the best performing videos, so that they have the direction on what to do. Even for them, it motivates them to see, like, actually what I'm doing, maybe it's working. So I have a direction on what to do, what not to do, like what should I do less of it, and what can I do more of it, so that it creates the best results for our clients, right? Best ads perform well, creates more money for our clients, high conversion rate, and that's what you want. So yeah, so you can see over here, this is the full analysis. ChatGPT has gone so crazy, like so crazy. So I'm going to even sit down. So I'm going to combine the two documents. Then I'm going to, combine. Then I'm going to share with the creator. Then we're going to, share a direction on what to do next. So that's my take on how I use AI to analyze winning ads, then create more variation using winning ads. So this is my process. I use ChatGPT to analyze the videos, then the transcript. I copy and paste into Cloud. Cloud gives me the breakdown, gives me the pattern recognition, the feedback loop. Then it tells me what to do. I put the document, the information into a Google document, then I send it to. We have a discussion with the creators and the brand ambassador on what to do. Now that's it. Now the brand ambassadors are now going to use that information and create more videos, variation videos, images using that concept. That's my process on how am I using AI to analyze winning ads and to create more variations using create my variation using winner. So this is just my brain now. Now that's ChatGPT and Cloud is my second brain, right? This is something that will take me a lot of time, because you can see over here it analyzed almost 7 videos, right? It will have taken, like, for me as a human being, so much time for me to analyze the patterns, all that stuff. But for it, this less than 1 hour, right? Everything less than 1 hour, then analysis, then everything, then we are moving at a faster speed. Now that's my take on how I use AI to analyze winning ads and to create more variations. So if you find this video valuable, you can say something in the comment section. Subscribe so that you don't miss out on any video or any episode that I'm doing. I'm doing a series on how am I using AI to create because I run an AI fast marketing agency where we help e-commerce brands scale with paid advertising in Africa as a continent, right? So I use AI a lot, and I use it as a leverage and as a tool, right? So if you like this kind of information, you can subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything. And I'll see you in the next video.